Hello and welcome to the Toffee Blues, your source for all things Everton, and welcome to another 24/7 news report. The headline news coming out today is that Everton have now identified Leeds United CEO Angus Kinnair as their new potential CEO. The Friedkin Group are now putting together a new executive structure, and Kinnair is one of the early front runners. This comes from Sam Wallace from The Telegraph. I'm going to be brutally honest, get this out of the way. No, apparently the fella is dreadful at his job. Paddy Boylan from The Athletic has also backed this. It seems the Leeds fans hate him. He was a big part in getting Leeds relegated, bringing in Jesse Marsch, and the influx of, I believe it was German and Austrian players that just really didn't perform for Leeds. And also, just for another reason that the fans will probably not like him when he gets the job, if he gets it, is that he was a big part of kicking off the investigation that led to our 10-point deduction. Him and the Burnley CEO, Alan Pace, I believe, were the two main factors to getting it started. And yeah, he was a big push into us getting our points deduction, so it's one of those where, do you really want someone who the fans already have a negative feeling towards in the club, especially considering the next option, which was also reported by Sam Wallace and Matt Law, is that Everton are interested in bringing in Brighton technical director and former captain David Weir as an appointment. It'd be a different role. I don't know if technical director and CEO are the same thing. It's probably a different role, but in that article, in the article about Kinnair, Wallace mentions Weir again. Yeah, it's one of those where we don't really know. It'd be the new sporting director, according to Wayne Vesey of Football Insider. But yeah, for overall as a CEO role, I think it's one of those where I don't really think the club should be looking at someone who has played a big part in a relegation when it comes to hirings and things of that nature. I don't know how involved he really was, but again, negative stigma already surrounds him because of his involvement for Leeds, and I do understand why he did that, but also, you know what our fans can be like sometimes. He's probably going to get a very negative reception. Back to the Wayne Vesey of Football Insider report, and it's also that David Moyes is pushing hard for Weir to return to the club. He was the captain during his time at Goodison Park, and the club have not yet wrapped up a full agreement, but the deal is believed to be close. Weir is someone I'm not surprised David Moyes is interested in bringing back, because if the club want to operate with a technical director, something Moyes maybe is a bit more old school and likes to run things himself, but having someone who was a captain during his time at Everton and someone who has proved during his time at Brighton that he's very good at his job, has done fantastic work at Brighton, as everyone does, is a lot of that because of the way Brighton's run and these statistic-based stuff they used. Yeah, probably, but also when you've been in a system like that for so long, hopefully some of that intelligence and some of that know-how of bringing good players in who maybe from an unknown market could help revitalise the club. And again, Weir is someone who knows the club, captained the club, and knows Moyes as well, so it's a perfect fit really, and hopefully we can get that done, because that sounds like someone who could really help Everton push on to the future in the way the club's run generally, considering we're so far behind because of the Mashiri era. Mundo Deportivo reporting that Everton are showing a serious interest in Sevilla right-back Juan Luis Sanchez, who they actually bid for in January. The Toffees made a loan with an option to buy proposal on deadline day earlier this month. However, the La Liga outfit knocked it back. Everton haven't given up their pursuit and have now set their sights on the summer move for the 21-year-old. Real Madrid are also keen. Sevilla hope to add a €40 million release clause in a new contract, which Chan Lu hasn't agreed to yet. I'm not massively familiar with Sanchez, but his numbers look absolutely fantastic. 4 goals and 3 assists in 19 games from right back. The attacking numbers are through the roof, goals and assists wise. The tackle numbers are still pretty good as well, and FB Ref compares him mainly to Ryan Aït-Nouri from Wolves, along with other players like Marcus Llorente and Matteo Darmian. Again, I don't know much about him, but he's young, clearly talented. His crossing numbers are really low, but I feel like that's because Sevilla play more with the ball at the feet and they're not crossing the ball much. He's clearly good at overlapping and getting assists, as proven by his assist numbers per 90. And yeah, considering it looks like Beto's going to be the striker in the summer probably, Beto's a striker who prefers the ball to his feet anyway, so it's one of those where having a right back who prefers to play those low passes into the box instead of a cross, it'd probably still work out just as fine, to be honest with you. And this is one where if we're not having to pay a €40 million league closer, if we can get him for 20, 25, if he keeps up these performances for the rest of the season, I think this would be a brilliant addition considering how much the club desperately needs someone in the right back position. Considering next season it's going to be Seamus Coleman if he doesn't retire, Ashley Young if he doesn't retire, and Patterson who can never see him fit. So it's one of those where the club should be, one of the first signings the club makes should be a right back, if we're going to be completely honest with you. But that is all for this video. If you did enjoy, please make sure to like and subscribe. Follow us on Twitter at Everton Newsfeed, and follow me on Twitter at Callum Brannan3. And I'll see you all for the next video and our live stream that I am on.